Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue our talking about Unit 13. And today we are going to have two lessons, lessons 3 and 4, which is about applications on volume. Let's start. Bismillah. Okay, this is a rectangular prism. How can we find the volume of this rectangular prism? Do you remember? In 5th grade, we taught the formula of finding the volume, which is, yes, length times width times height. And we agreed that the length times width is what? Yes, is the area of the base. So we can say that the volume is base area times height. Where is the length and where is the width and where is the height? Yes, this is the length and this is the width and this is the height. And for our rectangular prism or our cuboid here, the length equals 4 units, the width equals 2 units, and the height equals what? 3 units. So how can we find the volume of this cuboid? Yes, we are going to multiply 4 times 2 times 3. 4 times 2 equals 8. 8 times 3 equals what? Equal 24 what? Unit cube or cubic unit. Don't forget, the volume has to be by cubic unit, but the area by square unit. Okay, the example here is to estimate the volume of the opposite cuboid, then find the actual volume. Now, our volume here, our cuboid here is what? Yes, I have here 3 dimensions for our cuboid, which are length and width and height. How can we estimate this volume? First of all, we are going to estimate side by side or dimension by dimension. Let's start with the length. The length here is what? 8.54 centimeters square. So the length equal 8.4. 8.4 between which two integers? Yes, between 8 and 9. Okay, so now we can find the length, which is 8.4 lies between 8 and 9. What about the width? Yes, the width equals 3.6. Again, where can I find the 3.6 lies between which two integers? 3.6 between, yes, 3 and 4. Super. What about the height? Height is 5.1 centimeter. Ask yourself. 5.1 lies between which two integers? Integers means what? Whole number, no decimal, no fraction. So how can I find 5.1? It's greater than 5 and smaller than 6. So it lies between 5 and 6. Now, how can we estimate the volume? I will find the two options of the volume. What does it mean? Two options, you must. Okay. So at least the volume will be what? I will take the smaller estimation. I estimate here 8.4. It can be 8 or 9. 3.6 it can be between 3 or 4. 5.1 it can be between what? 5 and 6. So I will take all the smaller estimation for getting the at least volume. At least the volume will be what? Will be length times width times height, which are what? 8 times 3 times 5. 8 times 3 equals 24. 24 times 5 equals 120 centimeter cube. Or it can be at the most. Most means what? The greatest estimation can be what? If I estimate them to the largest number, 9 and 4 and 6. So I multiply these 3 dimensions, which are 9 times 4 times 6. 9 times 4, 36. 36 times 6 equals what? 216 centimeter cube. So at least the volume can be what? Can be 120. And at most the volume can be what? Can be 216. It means the actual volume had to be between these two numbers. Let's check out if our estimation is right by finding the actual volume. The actual volume means what? The real volume. It means I will use my dimension as they are. So I will multiply length times width times height, which are 8.4 times 3.6 times 5.1. In your rough work, you can find that the answer is 154.224 centimeter cube. is this number lies between 120 and 216? Is this number larger than 120? Yes. And smaller than 216? Yes. So our estimation is right. So 154.224 lies between 120 and 216. Now, we have here the volume of cuboid with known ratio. What does it mean? I have here what? I have here original cuboid, which the length is 5 and the width is 4, the height is 3, and the volume is 60. How can we find the volume? 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 times 3 equals 60. What about if we double one dimension? What does it mean double? Double means what? Times 2. So doubling one or more dimension of a cuboid affect its volume for sure. So if I double just one dimension, say that it will be the length. Double means what? Double means times 2. So I multiply the length by 2. If we double the one dimension with its which is the length, it will be what? The new length will be 10, and I will keep the width and the height as they are. So the new volume will be what? Will be 10 times 4 times 3. 10 times 4, 40. 4 times 3 equals 120. As you can see here, the volume is doubled. Super. Why? Because if I multiply 60 times 2, it will be what? 120. This is in the case if I double one dimension only. What about doubling two dimensions? I will multiply by 2 dimensions. Let's imagine that the 2 dimensions are the length and the width. If I double 5 times 2, it will be what? It will be 10. Then I will double again the width. So 5 times 2 will be 10. 4 times 2 will be what? Will be 8. And I will keep the height as it is. Now the new volume will be what? 10 times 8, 80. 80 times 3, 240. As you can see here, the volume changed, right? Okay, if we double 3 dimensions, so I will double the length and the width and the height. Once again, what does it mean? Doubling means multiply by 2. So multiply length times 2 equals 5 times 2 equals 10. 4 times 2 equals 8, and 3 times 2 equals what? Equals 6. So now the new volume will be 10 times 8, which is 80. 80 times 6 equals 480. So double means times 2. Okay, what about treble? Yes, treble means times 3. So now let's check what is the effect of doubling one or more dimension. The ratio of the new volume to the original volume. Do you remember the ratio? Yes, if I want to find the ratio between the new volume to the original volume, the new volume, which is what? 120. If I double one dimension, 240, 2 dimension, 480, 3 dimension. And the original volume, which is 60. Okay, let's find. When we double one dimension, the new volume was what? 120 to 60. 120 to 60. If we divide both terms by 60, it will be what? 2 to 1. So we multiply one dimension by 2. It means the ratio between the new volume to the original volume will be what? 2 times 1. What about if we double 2 dimensions? It will be what? 240 to 60. 240 to 60 means divide both terms by 60. It will be 4 to 1. What about 3 dimensions? It will be 480 to 60. Divide by both terms by 60. It will be what? 8 to 1. So if we double one dimension like this one, I multiply it by 2. So it means I will multiply the volume by 2. If we double 2 dimensions, so I multiply here by 2, multiply here by 2. As we multiply the volume by 2 times 2, which is 4. If you multiply or double 3 dimensions, it means I multiply by 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So it will be 8 to 1. Okay, thanks. That's all for today, and see you soon, inshallah.